Good morning.
Good morning.
It's interesting, the song was Under a Tree. I went for a walk this morning. You know, there's been a lot of rain, a lot of lightning carrying on. One day this week, when the lightning was in the middle of the afternoon, it seemed close to me in town. I thought, I hope I don't get struck by lightning. And then something else made me think about lightning. Then that evening, I was sitting at my desk, and it seemed like it was right, like where you're sitting in the back, a lightning strike that was boom, you know, like there was no time to count 1, 2, 3. And today when I was walking, I found where it struck. And it was this tree that was all twisted and deformed because it had been struck by lightning. Sometimes we're struck by lightning, by our ideas and by our inspirations, and sometimes it takes a long time. And to me, that is sort of what has taken a long time. I've been on this spiritual path since I was since I was born. But when I was 14, I thought I was going to die because I had this cold and my mom, or this sickness, I don't know what it was, but my mom and dad weren't there. And so I prayed to Jesus and I said, Jesus, I'll do your work if you just show me the way and help me be healed today. And I don't know if that's what made the commitment happen, but by 22, I was at an introductory lecture of the Inner Peace Movement, learning that we all are psychic, we all are energy, we all are light, and this is a wonderful life, and we're here to learn, and all those principles that are the New Thought message. I was totally involved with that for 45 years, it seems, however many years it was. I came to Santa Fe in 2001 after the spiritual founder of the program had died, and the program fell apart. And I got involved in healing all the things that I hadn't gotten together yet. I'd had that stroke of lightning, but my life now looked like that tree because I had lost family members, I had lost loved ones, I had lost the whole organization that I'd been a part of. I'd lost the spiritual mentor, and I didn't realize that I was in those different levels of emotional trauma. How many of you have ever seen the Map of Consciousness in the book Power versus Force?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're not familiar with it, it is what sort of started my path here in Santa Fe, because that's about the first book I ran into. And it's the scale of emotions. And it starts at the lowest level of being unconscious. You know, when we don't know that we're in pain, we don't know what to do. And we're all about waking up. And waking up is bringing to consciousness those things that have kept us in these emotional turmoils. How many of you have felt emotional turmoil ever in your life? Right? And one author, Robert Scheinfeld, believes that he calls it the emotions game. We are beautiful, wonderful, divine, light beings that have come into these small bodies. And we're here now in this consciousness that has been built over and over and over again. In unity, we call it race consciousness, that, you know, tells us we're not, we can't, we're not good enough, we haven't done enough, we aren't. Instead of we are. We are God consciousness, we are love, we are one with that divine already. And those emotions, the emotion game is to make this more interesting. How interesting would it be if we just came here, we remember we were all light, we were wanting that, we're looking towards that. But the levels of consciousness of all of these different emotions are a frequency and a vibration. And unconscious is the beginning level, where we don't know and we're numb and we're unaware. Ever been that way? Especially, I had, just real briefly, an experience yesterday. I went to the health fair, and I didn't realize that I was leading with my head. I had the picture taken by the Network Chiropractic people, and I'm leading with my head. And that makes sense. And the point is to lead with the heart. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, is more of the ways that we can lead with the heart in our life and love all those experiences into their gift. Because every emotion that we have has a gift at the other end. And the emotion, if we love it and say, come and sit at my table, just be quiet over there. But you can come and sit at my table, and I'm going to take the lesson from you. That is the game of life that will give us a greater experience and more joy. And that's what I have been waiting to put together for all these many, many years. I loved the inner peace movement. I loved sharing with people that they had angels, that they could do anything they wanted to. I went to Alaska, and I was only 24, and I was scared to death that I wouldn't get back to my car, which was down by Seattle. And so the first place that I stayed, I got a Catherine Ponder book. How many are familiar with the Affirmations and Prosperity Consciousness of Catherine Ponder? I said those affirmations religiously, and I was so successful. I had so many people in Kodiak, Alaska, I didn't even have time to have king crab, which is their special, you know. So I remember, I knew that back when I was 24, but I didn't understand the power of the I am statements and the I am phrases. It would come and go and come and go and come and go. As we move up the scale of emotions, which after unconscious is apathy, and apathy is feeling stuck and tired, and I can't, and it's hard. And then there's grief, which is victim, and it's always been this way, and it's mood swings. And then there's fear. Of course, we all know fear. Fear is a great commodity these days, if you haven't heard. And fear is worry. Fear and worry, they go hand in hand. And then there's anger, which is blame, and they did it to me, the victim consciousness. And all of that results in pain. The pain of life, emotional pain, physical pain. Dr. John Sarno, who wrote You Can Heal Your Back Pain, has done the studies, and he teaches, no matter what your biological structure is in your back, if you look at what kind of suppressed rage you have, you can heal your back pain. And I worked with that, and it worked. So all of what we're meant to be is enthusiasm, joy, excitement, and happiness. And I remember in the inner peace movement, people used to say, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. And I'd just sort of grumble under my breath, I don't get it, I'm not having fun, I'm trying hard. Because I was so loyal to the cause and devoted to helping people. I wanted the world to be happy, and I wanted everybody to get it as fast as possible. So I was leading with my head. So I had to take laughter yoga. That's why I'm a certified laughter yoga teacher, because I was too serious. And when I came to Santa Fe, I realized I needed to go upscale in all these emotions. I needed to raise myself from the apathy. I almost felt like, what's the use of living? Loved ones had died, the organization I thought I'd be with, it still gets me, was gone, scattered to the wind. An organization that's run by one person is only 20%. There's a 20% chance that it will survive. 80% of the time it falls apart. So there was a lot of grief. And then fear. I had always had fear. But let me tell you what happened with the grief. So I started healing those different things, step by step. And apathy came with EMC squared, where you plugged yourself in, And the reason I'm bringing all these up is because conscious language, I discovered, is the fastest way to go upscale with those emotions, to get out of that stuck thing. How many of us have spent years trying to get through our grief, or years trying to get over a fear of something, or years being angry because they did it to me? By changing our language, by using different words, we can more quickly go upscale. By using the I am, because I is God, and we are all God, and am is the action. So I went through the years getting through this. So this was from 2001. 2002, I joined Gerard's House, helping people to heal grief. And I didn't realize there had been 9 significant deaths in my life that I'd never done anything about. And grief is the return of joy and specific memories. When we're in grief, we think it's always been that way, and it will never be any different. And those are some of the words that we use. And when you start to use conscious language, you can say, what if I can? What if I can heal this? What if I can get help? I confidently commit. It is getting better. I am getting help. And then we're going up to fear. Well, fear came in when I would try and start my own business. I went off to Oregon twice, and I was going to become a coach and a speaker and do all these things. And I would get all this information together, but the fear of making public speaking, and although I had done it for 20 years, the fear would come in the way. So do you have something big that, there's a little fear, and you'd like to go there, but, And the words that help us go upscale from fear are when we start to say, and be specific. Being specific helps us get out of grief. And what helps us get out of fear is to start to have faith and confidence. And open our faith and open our confidence. And I can have the courage. I always choose courage. I'm confident in my faith. They will support my courage. And by changing your language, you'll start to feel that. Because, we are an energy being. And the words that we say are taking the oxygen we breathe in, the air we breathe in, sending it back through our vocal cords, and shaping it with our mouth, and shaping it with these gifts that we were given in our physical. And as we share it, we're putting that vibration out into the world. And then the universe can come back to us with what we've said. And the part about being specific is the more specific we are about what we want, what we desire is the better word. If you look up want in the dictionary, it's totally lack. It's the word that means lack. But when we change our wording to be, I am confident that my divine partner is in my life, and we play, we enjoy life together. I see us cooking in the kitchen. I feel that joy and we get specific about what that divine partner will be like and how we will feel. It's easier for the angels to bring us that person. But when we just say, I want a partner, and we don't say what kind and how he feels and what he says or she, or being specific helps with everything that we want. And with your congregation, being specific of how you want to grow and you expand, and everyone being on the same page with that vision. Once we get through our fear and have our faith and confidence, then it's anger that is the next capstone. And anger is a good vibration because it's at least getting you to start to take action. Before that, we're still really stuck. So with anger, we're starting to claim our authorship of life. I'm the power that's creating this. I'm the person that is putting this into place. I can have courage. I can be confident in faith. I always forgive. Forgiving is an essential part of freeing our anger, freeing ourselves from anger. Because there's only one of us here, right? There's only one of you here. Everyone who does anything to us is a reflection. I've always said for years, and I'm starting to get it, what you see in others that you admire, you have in yourself. You just need to grow that and build it. And what you see in others that irritates you, I almost said the other word, irritates you, you have too, but you just do it with more style. There was this one guy, and he would just get me, it took me years to understand that I had my style of doing that just the same way he did. So when we start to forgive ourselves, forgive our world, forgive people, because love is for giving and giving and giving. There's no adjectives there. Just love is for giving. Not if they deserve it, not when I feel like it. Not love is just for giving.